So what kind of movements would you suggest for someone who has back pain?
Okay, so if you've got back pain, it could be coming from a number of different ways. It could be that it's from your training regime, or it could be from the kind of work that you do every day. So I'm going to give you a more generalized movements that you can use to get into the whole of the back. So all these movements are on my website, and I'm going to link it in with this video, but you would start by getting down onto the floor, and I'd start with either side. You can go to the right shoulder first or the left. See which one feels better for you. And you're going to place your hand underneath your cheek and look to the elbow of the focused shoulder. And just really gently think about taking a nice breath in. And as you do, just float the head and just see, can you lift the hand and the elbow with it and just start to feel your upper back and let your shoulder blade move. And then as you come down, just notice what happens through the legs. You might begin to feel like your opposite leg is pulling into the pattern. So if it is, why not just let it join in and feel how your shoulder connects to your opposite hip and leg, and then melt it down. And what you're doing through this is just feeling how you can contract those back muscles that are already tight, letting them tighten up a little bit more, and then teaching them to let go. And you'd only need to do about 2 or 3 of those. And you want to keep a nice soft tummy so that the belly is long and it's the back that's tight. And then melt everything down and ease it off completely. And then you would repeat it on the other side. When you've finished that, you want to then lengthen those back muscles out. So the way to do this is with a movement called arch and diagonal curl. It isn't a sit-up, so try not to go into a sit-up frame of mind with it. But you're going to put the hand behind your head now of the first side, the first diagonal you worked with. So with the hand behind the head, let your opposite knee, knees are bent up, let your opposite knee leave the foot, knee tips to chest. And you're just going to gently inhale and just push your pelvis down into the floor so it creates a little bit of an arch in the back. When you begin to exhale, let your back melt to the floor and just float the head up. You can lift it with the hand and bring that elbow across to that opposite knee. And you want to feel how you're really winging out your shoulder blade and lengthening and rounding your back muscles. And then as you come down, you let your foot touch the floor and let the elbow come back down. And you would just do 2 or 3 of them if you could. It's an inhale and a gentle arch as you press your pelvis into the floor. Feel those back muscles tighten. So then as you exhale, you feel them let go. And it gives you the space to just gently curl up, feeling the front of the body really shorten so that you can lengthen out the back as much as possible. And then melt it down, let it go, and have a little check-in, and then swap sides. So that when you stand up, you can then see how that feels and if your back muscles are a little bit softer.
So how about for somebody who couldn't get down on the floor?
Okay, so if you can't get on the floor because it's too painful, you could find a chair and get yourself comfortable in the chair and make sure it's got a back. If it's got arms and they're in the way, you might want to find a different space to try this in. But you would just start with that diagonal pattern again. So bringing one hand behind your head, just see if you could gently press your head back into your hand and feel your shoulder blades squeeze into your back. And then try that a few times. You're just bringing these muscles online so that you can feel them tighten. And the aim is to then softly release them and let them go. And then you could always, with this opposite leg, lengthen it out. So your other knee's bent, foot on the floor. Lengthen your opposite leg out, rest on the heel, and just point those toes down to the floor, and you're going to feel the whole back of the leg tighten up. So then ease that off, and notice if you were to put those 2 parts together, how it starts to tense the back muscles. And then you ease, melt, and release. And then from there, you can get your curl in by just lifting this foot off the floor, taking a breath in, and that little bit of an arch. And then as you exhale, curl it forward, staying in your seat, but just allowing that elbow to come across to the opposite knee really gently, allowing the chin to drop to the chest, and then melting it away, bringing it all back to center. And then you would just repeat the same on the other side. Have a go, see what you think.